Alright, good evening, solar YouTubers. And here's the star. Yeah, so giving you guys kissies. Alright, so we are sitting at 26:30, so this might not last. It won't last all night. I got up to 26.5 today with some of the sun that we had. It has been partly cloudy day on and off. And once again, this is the Vevor 3000. This is an all-in-one hybrid. So it has the charge controller, it has the 3000 watt power inverter, and also has a AC battery charger. So I don't have to use the battery charger here to charge up the battery. It will automatically do that for me. It's running great so far. It's going to be charging. It charged this morning, and I just didn't have enough sun coming in. I only have 400 watts on the roof. I need around 1700 to really be off grid. Right now, I'm depending on the grid to power up my batteries. I do go about when they get fully charged. I get a good day out of it because I do run a refrigerator, an old refrigerator, about 20 years old. I run a fan, and here lately I've been running a heating blanket at setting number 1. So I pull about 350 watts when everything's running at the same time. Then we're looking at the sun did charge up. So this did get charged up fully today so this is a 200 watt bifacial solar panel. That's a JJN. And so I do know from having the solar, I've been doing this now for several months. I've had this panel for about 2.5 years. I just brought it up and down the stairs when I needed it. I've had some of this equipment, not fully used it to the extent I am now, but I've had it. So, but I do know with the bifacial solar panel, it will start producing a few watts, 10, 15 watts, much sooner than the non-bifacial. And it will produce way past when that shuts off. So the bifacial is in the same area as the other panels. And they get the shade pretty much the same time. So hopefully this weekend I get up on the roof and show you what I got up there. I got to straighten up some stuff. I have to go get some more sandbags. That's if my knee will let me get up there. Besides that, basically, roughly, that's it. I have a little thing. Like I said this morning, I had a comment that other YouTubers, this has a few that Lucidity battery box has a few quirks to it. It just a few things, and you go watch some other videos on this. I know this is about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, whenever I got the first box. Then I tried to run my fan off of this with the battery into it. So the issue I have is I literally watched several dozen videos of the Lucidity box, the review of the box. I haven't found anybody to use this box on a daily basis like I do. I cook my breakfast. I cook my my New Wave, oven. Well, my stovetop. I use that, and I use my coffee maker. I make tea almost every day. So those two are running off of this box. I mean, it's been great. So it's an everyday deal. But the few quirks that I have, for example, when the box is on right now, okay? It's on right now. When you turn the box off, that's the power switch. Everything still stays powered on. But if you unhook this other battery, everything shuts off. Okay? If I turn the box on, it turns on because it's powered by the Red Odo inside the box. Okay? So that's that. So the cork I have is when I plug this one in here. I'm trying to do everything one-handed here and kind of in the dark. Hold on a second. I gotta push that in. Now the switch is off. That's on. That's off. But the box gets power. Everything gets power. Everything is powered on the box from the battery, even with the switch shut off. Okay. Now this does have a 10 amp charge controller. So this all-in-one is very similar to that, except for the AC battery charger. But this has a 1,000-watt power inverter, a 10 amp charge controller. So, but when you are using the solar to charge up the battery box, if this is turned off, only the battery in the box gets charged. If this is turned on, then they both get charged. And they both discharge differently or charge differently. The battery box first, then what's left over goes to top. These are the little corks that I talk about. And I had a commenter comment that the other people, the other YouTubers who talk about this box say the same things. And the new Lucidity box that comes out, it's the blue box, has fixed these issues. So for one, I don't know about the new box. I'm going to get one, but not right yet. And two, there is no YouTuber who has shown you what I have shown you. None. And none of the reviews I watched, I mean, I have several dozen reviews. I'm probably over 30, 40 videos of people doing reviews on this boxes. Matter of fact, I just got done watching about 10 other videos I haven't seen before. And nobody, they do a great review. Don't get me wrong, they're all good reviews. But I haven't seen one person who put in a second battery. I haven't seen one person who plugged in a second battery so it'd be parallel and double storage. This is 200 amp hours. What's in the box is what's right here. So it's 12 volt at 200 amp hours. That's what I'm doing now. I haven't seen that review. I don't see that. No one done that. No one's even think about doing that. I'm not saying I'm special or I'm great or nothing like that. I'm just saying that what I'm doing with this box here is not done on YouTube. And if so, please send me that video. Send me the link. Let me know, hey, this dude's done this 2 years ago or whatever. I have a video, I've done this about a year ago. So it has to be before that. But there's nothing wrong with the box. It's just that the external battery, when you plug it into the port, it bypasses the switch. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. It's a couple corks. And then when you're charging it up with solar, you have to have the switch on so that the second external battery can get charged. There's nothing wrong with the box. Nothing. There's no design error. It's just I don't think that they had that in mind. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing here, I don't think the engineers thought about that or whatever. But I just want to say that this cork I have not seen anywhere. It's oddity, if you want to call it. So it is what it is. The VEVOR is running great. I have no issues with it. I did charge, so the other day I was just messing around with it. It's been about a month ago. I was trying to charge the VEVOR with the plug from my 2,000 watt gas generator. Okay. So what I did was I took an extension cord and I cut the female end off, and the male is plugged into the wall. Now, I do not sell back solar because this is not designed for that, but I do consume the grid, okay? And this is only, so this has a UPS function on it. If I want to, I can have it everything powered. So right now, only thing this is powering, I done told you, the refrigerator and a fan and stuff. So I have a UPS mode on this. If I want to, I can run everything off the grid. When the grid shuts off, then we kick over to the batteries. But what I have it is, I'm running everything off the batteries. Okay, and that blinking green light means that the inverter is using the batteries. If that's solid, that means it's using the grid. So I don't need a switch on this because that is a 15 amp circuit down there, so that will blow. And then you have your internal circuit here. So I don't have to worry about a cutoff switch. The second cable you see here is the AC out, okay? So I have it running down through there, and it's a 10-foot cord itself. But then I have this power strip connected to the cord. And this power strip is another 5-6 feet, I want to say. So the AC coming out, this has a 15 amp fuse built into it. So I don't have to worry about the fusing because I have a 15 amp sitting there, and plus whatever device I'm using. But I have a cutoff there. So the solar coming in, that is the solar coming in right here. I mean, no, right here, my fault. These two here, well, those are in MC4 connectors, okay, right down there. So if I want to disconnect the solar, all I gotta do is just connect the connections here, and we're done. So there's no circuit breaker or nothing for that. Now the batteries themselves, all right, I don't have a cutoff switch for the battery to the VEVOR, okay, I just don't have it. But I have two 200 amp fuses. So it is fused to the VEVOR, but I just physically don't have a cutoff switch. And if I need to shut it off, I just disconnect the negatives. Or one of the negatives, I just connect this negative here. I do have the positive running off of this one and the negative running off of this one. And these are in parallel. And this is not quite a good setup, but it's on the cables that I have, and they're the same length. So there's some losses there if they're different lengths. And that's about it. And what you see here is the EB3A. I had this in my Jeep before I wrecked it. And so this is the EB3A. That's been great. This is a good, if you want a starter all-in-one factory, this is the one to get. It's only a 600 watt power inverter, and it's only a 268 watt hour, but it will power a lot of stuff. I've used it to power that little air compressor to air up my tires. It runs fans. It is a decent inverter. Now this one here does have an issue, is when you're using the inverter, because I was using this to run my fan. I have a fan right there's my fan I use in the summertime. And this was just running off the 200 watts. I didn't have none of this hooked up yet. But it would cut out and come back on. It did it not all the time. It did it maybe a few times an hour, or maybe none, or whatever. It just would cut off and come back on. So I really don't know if that's a common issue with these or just that one. But that's a couple years old. That's the first thing I bought. And so that's a great little power system. So I'm wrapping this video up. It's getting kind of long. So this is my setup. And so this is just, hold on a second. For my normal people who watch my videos, I don't power my house with lights. I power them with flashlights. I don't use the AC lights very often. I use those lights. So I was plugged in. This is my battery charger here. I still got it hooked up just in case I need it. I'm going to disconnect that. This is what's called a power box here, okay? This is plugged into the Lucidity box. You see it right at the bottom plug there. And all this is just an extra USB. Then you got your cigarette lighters, and when you turn it on, it shows you a voltmeter. On this camera, it's really bad. And then I have some lights. No flashing. It's just 3 different stages. And now, so this is what I have. It's plugged in, so I can just put the battery charger into the box. The box goes into Lucidity, and it literally charges both batteries. I gotta put that up. I don't need it right now. So that's pretty much my setup. And if I do need light here in the room here, I just turn that on, and I have a light, and I would just stick that in the window and charge it up. This is motion censored, but I don't have it on all the time. And so that's my little. This is more for emergency stuff. I am planning here in about a year or so to move out of the apartment. I want a slip-in camper for the truck, or maybe a little RV, something I can just live out of and not worry about paying rent and utilities and all that stuff. And I do know that there's other different expenses, but I'm tired of paying the government. You never own your own land. I mean, don't get started on that one. But that's about it, guys. So thank you for watching. And if anybody sees a video of somebody doing exactly what I'm doing, please send that video to me, because I haven't seen that video yet. All right, guys. Thank you.